Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be giving updates on MedMutual and the COSE balance solutions. A little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions, please type it in the questions box and we'll answer those questions at the end of the presentation. This is my information here. Should you need anything, please feel free to reach out to myself, director, or any of your Cornerstone representatives. We'll be happy to answer any questions that may not be answered during the presentation today. On the phone, we have a number of individuals from MedMutual, and starting off will be Sarah Jansen. Let me pull up your presentation real quick and we'll get going. Okay, Sarah, take it away.
I don't see it on my screen. Sorry.
That's a problem. Does anybody see anything?
Trace, do you see it?
Nothing here.
Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen. Sorry, everyone. That probably would have helped.
There we go. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. You want to move to the next slide? We'll just kind of cover the agenda.
Yep.
There we go. As Rob said, I'm Sarah Jansen. I'm the small group sales consultant for small group, as I mentioned, for the entire state with Cornerstone brokers. So I work with your broker advisors throughout the state on your prospects for new business. If you take a look at the agenda here, you see that the opening remarks should have been Dan Polk, who is our vice president of sales. Dan, unfortunately, has another conflict, so he's going to try to jump on later. But for right now, all you have is me. I also have Tracy Shook Owens, our small group director of sales and operations. Tracy will be reviewing the renewal process and how you would request rate relief, the most effective method in which to do that. Matt Butcher, who is the Superior Dental Care Senior Sales Consultant, will review the MedMutual Life or Disabilities, the vision, as well as the dental care for Superior. Okay, let's move ahead. What is changing? This is kind of, there we go. You know, twice a year, most of the time, the product folks take a look at the COSE MIWA platform and make some changes and adjustments as it would relate to maybe price, competitive pricing or plan design, what is most popular in the different regions. So this year, beginning 8/1, we are launching a new product. It's called Member Choice. You might have already seen that in your proposal because it did start quoting for an 8/1 effective date. I do have a slide a little bit later on that we can dig deeper on the specifics of that platform, but that's new, again, 8/1. We are adding the 30-2500 plan to the lineup, which is 100% 2500 with a 2500 deductible for single and 5000 for family. We're also adding a new plan with 3030-0. And essentially what this is a 30% for coinsurance, $30 copay with no deductible. It also has a 4,000 RX deductible. So how this works is any of your medical services, no deductible to be met. However, the inpatient and outpatient services that track toward a deductible would be paid with a 30% coinsurance. And then your office visits, primary, etc., would have a copay, 30, 60, and then 75. 30 for your primary care, 60 for your specialist, and 75 for your urgent care. When it comes time to use the RX benefit, the member first has to exhaust a $4,000 deductible, and then copays kick in. This plan has a $7,000 MOOP, so the employee can reach, or the member can reach, that by any combination of your services, your 30% co-insurance, your $30 copays, or 60, 75, and then in combination with your RX deductible. So it's in the test drive mode. I think it's priced very competitively. It can be dual or triple option down to one enrolled. So we're looking forward to see if we get any traction on that. We are sunsetting 5 plans that have low enrollment. They're listed here. There are 4 copay plans as well as our HSA 3500 30% plan. If a group is on these plans right now, they're not going to be mapped over to another generation plan. We will continue to renew that, but not sell that new business. Other portfolio updates, increasing the maximum out-of-pockets by $500 on some of the plans. We're transitioning ER copay from $350, then coinsurance, to deductible, then $500 copay. This 30-0 plan has a $1,000 ER copay associated with it. Other modifications would include decreasing the generic retail and the preferred mail order copays, and then increasing the non-preferred copays as well as the specialty. You'll see there we're going non-preferred 75 to 95, and then your specialty from 275 to 350. This is just a general reminder of what we have throughout the state. We have 6 different, and besides COSE Cleveland, alliance chambers throughout the state. But most recently, in the southwest part of the state, we established another alliance chamber with a Cincinnati Regional Chamber in the southwest part of the state, specifically relating to any groups that are domiciled in Butler, Warren, Clinton, Hamilton, Claremont, or Brown counties. Throughout the state, these affiliate fees, it's important to note, if a group is domiciled in any of those associated counties, and we have another slide that shows you what those counties are depending on the chamber, then they would pay the chamber fee in order to join COSE MIWA. Thank you, Rob. Note that there are no affiliate fees. Some of our competitors are charging $250 PEPM or $750 PEPM. We do not charge an affiliate fee. That group is only responsible for paying that chamber fee to be members, to join the COSE MIWA plan. Another reminder, COSE BP is only eligible for groups with 50 or fewer employees. If you have a group that has over 50 total employees, we will not be able to secure that the COSE plan. With your CRC regional chamber here in the southwest part of the state, very important to remind everyone that groups that are domiciled in these 6 counties, Butler, Warren, Clinton, Hamilton, Claremont, and Brown, must join that chamber, very much like the same dynamic going throughout the state, in order to for the COSE benefit plan. Any of those groups that are domiciled outside of those 6 counties join COSE Cleveland. Again, I'm speaking specifically to the southwest part of the state, but that also would apply, that same thought would apply throughout the state. In that aerial map that we're going to look at here in just a minute, I can, kind of emphasize that. Our SuperMed PPO network is in all 88 counties, as well as the 3 Northern Kentucky counties, Boone, Campbell, Kenton, and Boone, Campbell, and Kenton. Groups must be domiciled in the state of Ohio, all right? But, and then we require that at least 50% of the enrollment has to be in the state of Ohio. But that 50% in-state enrollment would also include anybody in Boone, Campbell, and Kenton County. So I live in Kenton County. I have an Ohio employer. If they were to put in a COSE MIWA plan, I would be part of the 50% in-state calculation. Benefit plan, COSE offers PPO, HSA, HRA, share, and HMO plans, including the RX benefits. We have dental, vision, life, and disability options that are also available on a fully insured basis. Matt Butcher is going to review that for you a little later on. The wellness options that are now available are pretty exciting, I think. When they say for you, what that means is with every proposal or renewal, the employer has the option to take on the MedMutual Wellness Program, for $1.65 PEPM. And basically what that does is it gives their employer reporting for any of those employees that complete any of the metrics that are associated, that would give them, you've completed your wellness portal and maybe your wellness metrics. And so now perhaps the employer can provide an incentive for you, a day off, a gift card. So that would include your online HRA, your health risk assessment, your health screening, your flu shot, your preventive care services. Each are worth a point each. So what Medical Mutual provides is a quarterly reporting to the employer. He or she then decides what the reward is for those employees that attain that. WEGMO is the pet wellness. It's not insurance. It's a reimbursement plan. Basically, what it states is any subscriber, one subscriber, right? Not all the members in a family, can go into My Health Plan, register their dog or cat, please, and then annually, that member, that subscriber, will receive up to $350 reimbursement for any preventive services that are done for that pet. Your annual visits, your immunizations, your fecal tests, things of that nature. There's no network associated, right? It's not passed on to the employer. The cost is not passed on to the employer. So, wow, right? So once a year, annually, dog or cat, and basically what the member would do is just upload the bill, the invoice from that vet, and the reimbursement would be sent out via check. Worth reminding everybody that anything related to COSE benefit plan, documents, material, information can be obtained by cosebenefitplan.com. It's not listed on my broker link, so that's where you go. If you remember, the MEWA belongs to the Council of Smaller Enterprises. It is not a Medical Mutual MEWA. We provide the administration, so that's where all the information is logged. And then specific to Cincinnati Regional Chamber, if a group in one of those 6 counties, writes a COSE group, they must contact Thomas Deere at the number here below, and he will secure the membership for them. If you have any issues getting that done, please let us know. Reach out to your broker advisor, and so we can work through that. This is just a, reinforcement of those listen to that. Those affiliate chambers that are throughout the state. You will see, that there are 7 in total, COSE Cleveland being the larger red portion of the state. Any of those groups that are domiciled in those chambers, that's fine, stay right there. And this kind of gives you, based on the chamber, which of those counties are tied to those chambers, right? And a reminder, no affiliate fees. So next slide, please. Okay, member choice, launching 8-1. So this is what I referred to before. This is 5 PPO plans, copay plans, and 3 HSA plans. And basically what we've done, or product folks have done, is bundle 2 plans that consist of the same deductible, okay? And it's sold as kind of a package situation. The deductible is similar, or the same, but the coinsurance and the RX benefit differs, all right? These plans are paired, are fixed. There's not anything that, it's not somebody that can go in and choose to do that in order to have a member choice bundle situation. And they are available for only in the SuperMed Plus network. So we have the HMO MedFlex. They are not available there, only for the SuperMed PPO, our large proprietary network in Ohio. Next slide shows you the plans that have been bundled. You will see in the table below 5 plans for copay, 3 for HSA. Look at the plan names. You'll see that they all share the same deductible, but that the coinsurance and the RX differs. If you want to go up to the top of the slide, the first illustration shows a bundled plan and member choice plan that has $1,000 deductible in both cases for the base and the enhanced, but the coinsurance and the RX is different. And the price difference there is 7%. With these plans, the price decrement difference can range anywhere all the way up to 12, 13, 14%. So, that's the draw if an employer wants to offer, kind of a perception thing here. You have the same deductible, but if you want to, scale down your cost of the plan, then you will go to the base plan. So the top illustration shows you a copay plan. The second one under that shows you an HSA, and that price decrement is 8%. Now this, with this arrangement, a group could offer up to 4 plans. So if a group wanted to offer an MC2, employer, right? And then an MC6 or an MC8, that would make more sense. Then he could do so, or she could do so. And then the group has up to 4 plans. We open up different sections for those who choose, based on what plan they choose, the employee. When you receive a proposal, or when your broker advisor receives a proposal, all the plans are listed. So these MC pairing plans are not new in the sense that we've sold them before singularly, and you can still do that if you so choose. You don't have to pair them. If you choose 30-5000, you can buy that on its own. It's a single replacement type of situation, but you do have the option of also offering the member choice pairings. You could offer a member choice MC, MC7, and then just a single PPO, or conversely. So if you have any questions on that, is there anything in the chat, Rob, or?
Nothing at this time. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Again, just reach out to your broker advisor for any questions that you have on that going forward. Multi-policy bundling, this is launching 11/1. We heard, we know that our competitors are doing this. We've had some challenges trying to figure out how to do this with the COSE BP or COSE MIWA, because, the actual MIWA belongs to the Council of Smaller Enterprises, and it's filed base rates, right? And then you have your risk factor on top of that. So what we've decided to do is give groups a one-time invoice credit for any kind of cross-selling for either dental, indemnity, or MedMutual Life, okay? This applies to COSE MIWA as well as the 10 to 50 Balance Solutions, which is our level funded product. Next slide will give you the grid. If you focus on the top part of that, it gives you the group size range, and then 3 dental, indemnity, and life, the 3 specialty products that you can attain this invoice, or this credit, pardon me. The indemnity is the critical illness and accident shelf plans that we provide in our proposals, whether it be our new business proposal or our renewals, employee paid. So if you see a group maybe of 10 to 14, right, they sell COSE or Balance Solutions, and 10 to 14 are enrolled. They get, if they sell dental, they get another $1,000. They get $1,000. If they also sell indemnity, it's $500, or life, it's $500, or any of the above. And that would be given at a one-time invoice credit, whatever the sum of that cross-selling would total to be. Note that the life has to be a minimum of $25,000. Dental and life require employer-sponsored coverage. Dental, you're able to, employer can pay as less as 50% of the total premium. Next slide, please. So this is reducing deductible. It belongs to the 51 to 99 market only. It is a launch date of 1/1 actually, but it's starting to be quoted now for when 1/1 rates are available. And basically what this is, if you want to go ahead and populate that, thank you. It it adds a wellness component to the plans that have been selected for this reducing deductible platform. And again, it's only for the 51 to 99 market segment. So you'll see the 3 wellness components on the right-hand side. It's a health risk assessment, a biometric screening, an annual physical, colonoscopy, or mammogram, right? So any of the employees that are enrolled in that plan for this particular platform must complete those metrics in order to move down to a lower deductible the following year. The wellness is tracked. These 3 metrics are tracked beginning January 1st through September 30th. Individual members and spouses have to complete these activities in order to move down to the next deductible. And in a minute, we're going to show you a screen of what that looks like, which makes more sense. The employer, however, for those employees that move down, step down to the lower deductible, will still be paying the same rate. So the benefit here is for the employee, not so much the employer from a monetary sense, so to speak, but that's the draw, that's the incentive to, these wellness components done, then you'll move to a lower deductible. Groups must renew for qualifying members to get lower deductible in the following year. In addition, these groups that sign up for reducing deductible plan will sign an agreement to join WorkSpring, which is currently our employers association wellness partner. There's a $99 fee to join annually for employer association, or now WorkSpring, but that will be waived. And for those of you who are not familiar with Employers Association, it is a partnership that we've had for many years, and it is sold in the 51 to 99 market space. Basically, it's a wonderful program with a very inexpensive membership fee, so to speak, and it assigns a wellness consultant to each one of these groups who help, coach the employees, help the employer coach these employees by, moving through metrics, whether it be the health risk assessment or it be a biometric screening. They're actually on site for that. They also provide reporting back to the employer. So it's a wonderful program, and it's also tied to the reducing deductible platform, but it does have, just some differences to it in terms of what is provided to the employer. Next screen. This is kind of the walkthrough that helps illustrate how this works. So there are set plans that are sold, that are deemed reducing deductible plans. This being the first one, the first level 1 would be one of them, $4,000, $8,000, $4,000 single, $8,000 family, right? So the first year, any of those members, any of those subscribers and their spouses who complete the 3 different metrics will move down to a lower deductible, a $3,500, $7,000. You'll see that in this particular screen, 7 of those folks did those 3 metrics. So now year 2, level 2, they move to a $3,500, $7,000. Employer is still paying the same premium that he paid for the $4,000, $8,000. Second year, let's focus on level 2 there. Those 7 people, right? They have to complete those 3 metrics again. Well, everybody has to complete those metrics, but for them to stay in the level 2, they must complete the 3 metrics again. You can go to the next screen, please, Rob. Thank you. So you'll see that 4 of them did not. So they go back up to the 4,000, 8,000, or over to the 4,000, 8,000 plan design. But the 3 that did moved to level 3. So now they have a $3,000 deductible. Again, I think there's another caveat that should be popping up there. There we go. All members must meet wellness criteria progress level 3 or retain level 3 deductible and renewal. So basically what that's telling you is you have to retain it in order to stay there. Otherwise, you go all the way back. So hope that makes sense. Next slide, please, and I'll just kind of wrap it up here. Okay, so these are the plans that are have been selected in order to be reducing deductible compatible, right? There are 4 copay, there are 6 HSAs. Note that the top HSA is an aggregate because level 3 is a $3,000 deductible. So with these plans, these same plans are available on the 51 to 99 market space, and can be bought, can be sold on a single option type of situation, but can also be bought with the reducing deductible agreement behind it. If you want to go to the next slide. The tracking for these metrics, as I said before, must be completed between 1/1 and the end of September 9/30. So you'll see here that on that grid that's the period in which, to qualify. If activities completed within that calendar year prior to moving to a reducing deductible, whether it's a medical mutual or a competitor's plans, if the members can submit proof of achieving those 3 metrics or one of each, whatever, they will be given credit for that. The first year, you'll see, let's say a group comes on in April, and they're not aware of what the requirements are, or May, and so they've lost, 4 or 5 months now. For the first year, we will allow them to, in that last 3 months, October, November, December, kind of do a catch up in order to qualify. But that's only for the first year only. For any subsequent years, they will then, have to stay within the January 1 through the September 30th window of time in order to complete those metrics. And again, group must renew in order to be qualified for that. And the other thing that I wanted to say, that there is an agreement that, I just want to focus on that, and joining WorkSpring, et cetera, but there is an agreement that denotes that it is a reducing deductible situation instead of just partnering 2 plans that look like those. Balance Solutions expansion launches 9/1, actually for an 11/1 or 10/1 effective date, 11/1. Expanding to the 51 to 99 market. Our plans for this market segment, it applies to all the plans that are currently out there, right? So you can either buy any of these plans that exist on the 51 to 99 standardized platform as either fully insured or level funded, right? The specific stop loss for these individuals is either $25,000 or $35,000, and then your aggregate is set at $110,000. If you selected $25,000 spec, underwriting will add a 2.2% more expensive than on your fully insured plan. So a 2.2 load as opposed to what would have been offered for a fully insured plan. If it's a 35,000 spec, underwriting loads at 2.6% to the rates, other than the fully insured plan. So they are available, as I said, any of the 51 to 99 plans, but do know that the prices will change those decrements if you go level funded. With our level funded, if claims are lower than expected, employer can be refunded up to 2/3 or 66% of the claims fund. Basically, a group has to renew. There is a reconciliation period, kind of a run out, 3 months. A audit is done, and then a credit is given to the employer's invoice. If claims are higher than expected, stop loss coverage ensures no additional financial risk to the employer. So if claims exceed premium, the group is not on the hook for that excess. Important to note that we also have, level funded in the small group market, 2 to 50. However, groups of 10 to 50 are eligible. 10 to 50 enrolled, and no more than total 50. Otherwise, they would move to the 51 and 99 balance solution market space. But the same arrangement in the 2 to 50, the specific stop loss is 15,000 and 25,000 with an aggregate of 110 as well. It's important to note that you would receive up to $150 per contract on the second month of the invoice. The employer would as an implementation credit for any balance solutions plans, sales, so to speak. There's quarterly reporting. There's no MIWA annual membership. And then there could be a refund coming back to the employer. Next slide. I'm going to turn this over to Tracy Shook, our Director of Sales and Service for Small Group, and she's going to review the renewal strategy.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Sarah. Just a few quick reminders on how you can best engage us on working with your Cornerstone broker advisor and Medical Mutual on renewals. We always suggest that you reach out to your Cornerstone broker partner and have a nice conversation about how your groups are performing and help work with them on an approach to the renewal and a strategy. They are able to reach out to us and get some information, high-level information, albeit in the small group market, on how groups are running to see if that group may be eligible for some upfront rate relief without competitive data. If we do walk down that road with you, we do ask that you discuss that with your client before accepting a revised renewal. Basically, we're trying to do our best to only touch those groups once. And really don't want to get locked into a back and forth negotiation. We prefer to get last look. That way we can give you our best number possible to hopefully retain that business. If your group accepts it and there is for some reason they need to go back out to market, we just basically need your help to help provide some background to that and why the strategy was broken. That way we can continue to work on your behalf. If we do identify a group as needing competitive data and it's not eligible for upfront rate relief, obviously, again, coordinate this with your Cornerstone broker advisor and they will work with us to submit that information and work on your renewals with you. So just basically, always remember your Cornerstone broker partner. They're there to help you. I did have a couple other just quick high-level updates that we didn't have time to get into the presentation because they're new updates. But I wanted to let everybody know at this point, we are tentatively scheduling our 1/1 small group renewal release around October 1st. It may realistically be a little sooner than that, but to be conservative, we are targeting 10/1. We will have an additional webinar to talk about some of those 1/1 updates that we will obviously work with Cornerstone on as well. Hopefully sometime the week of the 19th to give you all the updates that will impact your 1/1 renewals. I know one of the most popular questions we're getting right now is what is Medical Mutual doing with the credible coverage situation? We understand some of our competitors have already released that information. The good news is we have moved to the simplified method, which means that a majority of our plans should be considered credible. We'll have the details on a plan-by-plan option for you this year. We'll be able to provide you with a grid of all of our standard options showing whether or not they passed or did not pass for creditable status. We're hoping to get that released by 9/1, so we should have that in your hands shortly. That will also come with a communication plan as far as how we're notifying members and groups, along with some supporting materials on if you do have any other groups, members that are impacted and are losing their credible status, how you can leverage Medical Mutual Medicare products. So we'll have that in the hands of our Cornerstone partners here shortly by the end of the month, but I did want to share that because it is on its way. That's all I have. Go ahead and turn it over to Matt.
Tracy, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Matt Butcher with Medical Mutual Specialty. And this morning, I want to just kind of go over really our suite of products that we have. Medical Mutual is known first and foremost as the health insurer, medical insurance, but we're kind of so much more than that. So I really want to highlight the other products that we do have and kind of reiterate that we are really a one-stop shop for all of your group's needs. This first slide here kind of talks about the products that we do offer. Of course, Superior Dental Care, which is kind of the dental arm of Medical Mutual. We have a suite of products under Medical Mutual Life that includes life, disability, things like that. MMO Protect, which are your critical illness, hospital indemnity products, truly on a kind of on a voluntary basis that we would offer as well. And then the different vision products that we offer as well. Superior Vision, which is coupled with our dental, Superior Dental Care, and then VSP and iMed, which are options that are available when MMO Medical is in play for your groups. Next slide, please. So we will first touch on the Medical Mutual Life and disability plans as well. And really our suite of products that we offer here are no different than anybody else that would offer. They are highly customizable, available in the Ohio service area. And I'll kind of talk about Ohio versus other states that we are able to sell some products in. I know some of our Cincinnati brokers might have groups that are domiciled in Northern Kentucky, Southeast Indiana, things like that. So I want to make sure to kind of highlight what we can offer where. I do want to reiterate that our service teams are here in Ohio, local in-house claim processing, in-house service. Everything, again, is here local. We've dedicated claims analysts, direct access to our teams as well. So no general 800 number. There's no IVR. When you call us, you get us on the phone right away. Very quick claims turnaround as well. That's something that I always want to highlight. That's something that kind of differentiates us, I think, from the other life and disability carriers is our claims turnaround time is extremely quick. Next slide, please. Okay, so this kind of goes really hand in hand with the prior slide. The life insurance that we offer, of course, basic life, basic AD&D. We offer sup life as well as supplemental AD&D and dependent life insurance as well. We do have guaranteed issue products. The flexible plan design, we are really able to match any unique traits that a current plan might have. We have no problem matching that. We talked about the claims turnaround, average of 3 days, which again, compared to the rest of the market is extremely quick. And again, that's something that I kind of want to always reiterate here. Next slide, please. Disability insurance. Again, this is something that we would offer under the suite of products with life and disability, short-term disability, long-term disability, very flexible plan designs. I realize that disability insurance sometimes the in-force plan might have a unique feature or a unique benefit. We can match that with no problem. That's something that we kind of take pride in is we are highly flexible in this area. And again, short-term disability claims turnaround average of 3 days, which again is extremely quick in relation to the rest of the market. And again, just like our life insurance, just like dental, just like medical, everything is local. So you've dedicated local claims analysts right here in Ohio. I'll spend a little time on this. This is just basically the info we need to quote life and disability. And this should look fairly familiar to a lot of you in terms of this is really what a lot of people need to quote. We need the group name. We need where the group is located, city, state, and zip. Of course, the SIC code. Current rates as well as renewal rates if those are available. So renewal rates really allow us to kind of go to underwriting and really kind of work to get more aggressive on the pricing. We need to know what we're matching. So a current guide, policy, certificate, whatever you have on your end that you can send to your Cornerstone representative, and in turn they would send to me. That's going to help me get with underwriting and match the certificate. We, of course, need to know when the plan is going to take effect, so the effective date, agent of record. The broker commission, this is something that sometimes I will have to go back to your Cornerstone representative and kind of clear up. If you can tell us that ahead of time, that'd be great. It just kind of helps speed things up. So, what kind of commission is being requested. The census data, date of birth, gender, salary, and benefit amount, class number. Sometimes this information comes on 2 different Excel sheets, which is fine. We can work with that as long as there is a common identifier between the two. So again, if you have some information on one, some information on another, it's perfectly fine as long as we can figure out who is who between the two. That's not a problem at all. Next slide, please. So vision plans. Touched on this very briefly when I took over here. IMED, VSP, this is something that would come into play when medical mutual is being quoted. So if you're quoting with Sarah or Melissa Weidmer on the 51 and up, they do have options through IMED and VSP that you can utilize. If we're looking at dental only and you wanted to add on a vision plan, Superior Vision is something that the Superior Dental Care plans would partner with. And again, this is just with Superior Dental Care only. We would want to utilize the first two options if the medical is in play. Next slide. So Superior Dental Care. This is what I really kind of want to spend the most time on and leave enough time for questions at the end. Let's talk about the service area here. I kind of touched on this earlier, where if you do have groups that are domiciled in Kentucky and Indiana, where MMO is not an option, that is where Superior Dental Care, we can still sell that down there along with Superior Vision. So again, if you have a group in Kentucky, we can do Superior Dental Care down there. Out to the west in Indiana, we can do Superior Dental Care there as well. In Ohio, that's where we have the option of doing everything. Everything that Sarah had touched on, everything that I've touched on so far as life and disability, that's where we truly are the one-stop shop really for all your group's needs. But again, in Indiana and Kentucky, it's going to be Superior Dental Care only, along with Superior Vision. Okay, a lot going on in this slide. This is just our Ohio shelf rate. I believe that a lot of you have seen this. If not, you can work with your Cornerstone rep or reach out to me direct. I'm happy to send this to you. This is also published on our superiordental.com website. This is your solution for anything 2 to 50 dental only. You'll want to work through Sarah. A lot of times for if medical's in play, you'll want to work through Sarah Jansen for your other ancillary lines. But if we're looking at strictly dental, this is where you would want to utilize our shelf rates. In Ohio, we do have 4 plan options, A, B, C, and D. And as you can imagine, price and benefits kind of go hand in hand here as you work your way up the ladder here. Everything that we work off a dental is going to be enrolled. So anything 2 to 50 enrolled, this is what you would want to use. Anything 51 and up, please get with your Cornerstone rep. They will in turn send me a request to kind of send it to underwriting versus just using canned rates here. Some of the standard cover services that I want to highlight, these are benefits that are kind of stuck, if you will. So these are hard-coded. They don't move in the 2 to 50 market. Implants will always be covered in major. Perio, endo, always be in basic. And if you do select the ortho option, and ortho is available if you have a group with 10 or more employees enrolled, it automatically comes with adult ortho in addition to the child ortho. So we cover basically all age ortho. The rates that are illustrated on this sheet, they represent a 50% participation as well as a 50% at least contribution by the employer to the employee only rate. So again, if 50% is being paid, usually if that's the case, getting 50% participation is not going to be a problem. But the rates that you see here are represented by those criteria being met. If it's truly voluntary, employer's not paying anything or they're not paying up to that 50% of the employee only rate, you would want to add 10% to the rates being shown here. Everything on our small group rates work on a calendar year benefit. And this year, this probably is going to change for 2025, and be sure to kind of lean on your Cornerstone rep to see if that has changed as we disseminate that information to our Cornerstone reps. For 2025, I do anticipate the UCR option being increased to 90, but for 2024, you do have the option to buy up the UCR or the out-of-network reimbursement up to the 80th percentile. There is a 12% load on that, but you do have that option. Next slide. So the superior difference, and a lot of this is like our life, like our disability, Everything is in-house. Everything is in Ohio. Superior Dental Care is local. It's located just south of Dayton in Centerville, Ohio. That's where our customer service sits, member service, claims, billing, everything is in-house in Centerville, Ohio. We have the flexibility to offer expert plan designs. So we have the option, like you just saw with the 2 to 50, those are kind of shelf canned rates, but anything above that, we can match really anything that you would put forth. So a lot of times when you're dealing with schools, municipalities, unions, where you have to have an exact contract match, that's something that we can do, something we can handle no problem. We have no waiting periods on anything ever. There's no missing tooth clause. And something I always want to highlight as far as really a differentiator with Superior Dental Care versus other dental carriers is there's no reduction in the carrier payout on orthodontia benefits. So typically when you're with, say, dental carrier A and you have orthodontia coverage and you move from A to B, that orthodontia accumulator kind of follows you. It's not like your annual max where it resets every calendar year. Orthodontia is treated as a lifetime max. Upon coming to Superior Dental Care, that lifetime max goes away. You have a entirely new bucket of money to use with Superior Dental Care in relation to, I should say, the orthodontia benefit. Reliable local customer service. That's something that I've highlighted kind of ad nauseum here. I can't stress enough. Everything is in-house, highly accurate, and something that, again, is very unique to us is 100% of our member service team or our customer service team, in order to work for us, they had to have had worked at a provider's office at one time. So it's kind of unique where they can see any issues that might come up both from a carrier side as well as a provider side. Next slide, please. Nationwide network access. This is something that I like to highlight kind of as a lasting point here, where if you have a group that is domiciled here in Ohio or in Kentucky and Indiana where it's Superior Dental Care only, but you might have employees that are kind of scattered throughout the country, that's not a problem at all. We can handle that. We're not a kind of regional carrier. We are truly a national carrier for your groups. Wrapping around our proprietary network, our SDC proprietary network, is our DentaMax or Carrington network, which allows us the nationwide dental access that we have. Over 500,000 access points across the nation. And here in Ohio, we're over 17,000 now. As far as finding a dentist, the last bullet point there, you simply go to superiordentalcare.com. Along the top, there is a Find a Dentist tool, and it's just simply one network you're searching. You're typing in Dr. Smith, zip code, specialty, whatever it might be to kind of help funnel out the results, and our search engine's doing the search for you. You don't have to worry about, is he in network A, network B, network C? It's just one network that you're searching. Next slide. Some of the value-added benefits that I like to highlight with Superior Dental Care. The free second opinions is the one that I always like to start with first. It's something that is, again, very unique to us, but it's not heavily utilized. And it's exactly what it sounds like. If you go to your dentist and he or she is saying that you need to have something done, you're not quite sure, get a hold of us and we will match you up with an in-network dentist free of charge to go to see if this is truly something that you need. It might save you money, and of course there's going to be a benefit to us as well, as it might save us money as well, especially if this is something that's not needed. Everything else here, it's 15% discount on cosmetic, non-covered dental services. You have a prescription discount card and this is all part of the pricing. So this is not additional or anything like that. This is anything that's available on a fully insured plan with us. We have a vision discount plan, a hearing aid discount plan. The one thing I do want to reiterate here is this is not designed to kind of take the place of a fully insured product. This is just kind of an add-on, if you will, that's already included on your dental card. Specifically the vision care, if you do have a fully insured vision plan, a lot of times those benefits are on kind of a 24-month or an every other annual type benefit. So if you are needing something kind of on that off year, it may sound weird, but go ahead and present your dental card and you will receive discounts at certain providers. The ID theft resolution program is something that we've added on to all of our dental plans as well. It seems like as time goes on, this is becoming more and more of a problem, unfortunately, and this is something that's added on to all of our dental plans. Next slide. Okay, so with 10 minutes to go, this was by design. We want to open it up to questions for Sarah, Tracy, or myself.
Again, if you have any questions, please type them into the questions box, and I'll monitor those for the next couple of minutes. As of right now, I don't have anything in there.
Well, certainly let us know if there's anything that pops up. We can be available to your broker advisors, and we really, really appreciate your time today and allowing us to present. And just enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks so much.
If you guys have any questions, go ahead and email them to me. Everybody else is welcome to jump off.
Thank you, Rob.
Sarah, are you still on?
Rob, do you see?
I am.
Yeah, Rob, do you see the question from Jill?
Yes. Can you tell me if the COSE renewal rates are based on their individual experience?
No, they are not. I mean, there is, Tracy, you still on?
Yeah, I can take it if you want, Sarah.
Please do, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way the COSE renewals are calculated is we take a snapshot of the entire block that is renewing that month and what increase the entire block needs, to maintain its progress. There is a component that is group specific. So we do look at if there's any demographic changes. So product specific adjustments, area specific adjustments, and then age gender changes. That does impact on a group by group basis, as well as small group reform does apply, which says that a group cannot receive any more than a 15% bump alone for their medical performance, so their risk performance. Obviously, a renewal increase can be more than that if there are other adjustments, those demographics that I mentioned. But, so we do look at each group's performance as a factor of that renewal, but it all relates back to the overall performance of the entire block. Hopefully that helps answer the question.
Yeah, Tracy, I think her specific question was also related to a one-person group who has received a rather sizable increase, and perhaps what may additionally influence those groups of one.
Yeah. So really the same thing applies. The only thing that changes on groups of one from time to time, and the reason you'll see them be a little bit more, is in essence, there is a load that is added specifically for one-person groups, just because their performance does run a little bit different than larger groups within the small group MIWA. So there is that little bit of a demographic component that does get applied to those one-person group renewals. Does that help, Shelley?
Yes, I mean, this was a sizable one, I think, of a family with several dependents, children. So I think it was above the 30+%. And so just trying to, I think, get a handle and understand how that could happen. So maybe a utilization factor in there as well, and just an overall loss ratio for that particular group.
Yeah. And what I would
on the medical,
Yeah. I would say what I can recommend, if you let me know which one it is, I can get you a breakdown of which factors influenced it the most. If there were several children, there were some changes to how we rated children along the way. So they're probably getting a pretty big adjustment if they have more than 2 children too. So that's probably what a majority of it is. But I can take a deep dive into it and let you know.
Sure. Jill, why don't you, if you're still on with us, go ahead and send an email to Suda or Rob, and they'll get that information for you so that you can kind of drill in on your specific group, and that'll be more helpful. Thank you. I don't see any additional questions, so last chance, if anybody has some questions, please type those in now or get those to your broker advisor and we'll get you a response. Not seeing anything.
Thanks, everyone.
Everyone, at this point, have a great rest of your day. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out.
Thanks
Thank
all.
you,
Appreciate
Emma.
the opportunity.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shannon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rob.